In a world where trust is a currency often squandered, betrayal is the knife forever waiting in the shadows. How can you know who will turn against you before the blade finds your back? Today, we shall unmask the deceivers, the 3 warning signs that reveal betrayal, through the cold wisdom of Machiavelli. In the theater of power, few performances are more dangerous than the mask of loyalty. It is the costume worn by those who wish to deceive, the disguise of false devotion. At first glance, such men appear as your greatest allies. They echo your words, nod at your judgments, and paint your ambitions as if they were their own. To the untrained eye, this seems like loyalty. To the wise, it is the most poisonous form of treachery. Understand this: genuine loyalty speaks sparingly, but false loyalty is loud. The flatterer does not serve you, he serves himself. His constant agreement is not a reflection of respect, but a calculated move to lower your guard. Every smile he gives is an investment, every compliment a tool, every nod a subtle chain tightening around your neck. He is not the loyal companion you imagine. He is the shadow standing behind you, patiently waiting for the moment to strike. Consider how such men operate. They study your weaknesses and your desires, for the art of flattery depends on knowledge of the heart. If you crave respect, they will kneel lower than any other. If you long for admiration, they will offer endless praise. If you seek trust, they will display a devotion so perfect, so unshakable, that you begin to believe no betrayal is possible. But remember, the greater the display of loyalty, the greater the betrayal when it comes. For no man plays such a part without purpose. Ask yourself this: why does he agree so easily? Why does his tongue never resist, his opinion never clash, his thoughts never challenge? A true ally will sometimes oppose you, for truth requires the courage to contradict. But the flatterer fears contradiction. He fears it because his power lies in pleasing you, not in helping you. His silence in disagreement is not kindness, it is a warning. Machiavelli himself wrote that men should either be crushed or indulged. For those who flatter too much will one day desire more than indulgence. They desire position, influence, and ultimately, control. When they have gained enough of your trust, they strike not openly, but silently. The betrayal comes when you least expect it, and it is always delivered from the hand you once believed most loyal. This mask of loyalty is more dangerous than open hostility, for enemies are visible, but false friends are invisible daggers. An enemy you can guard against, a pretender you embrace, and in that embrace you are wounded. That is why rulers, leaders, and even common men who seek security must learn to see through this mask. To fail in this is to invite ruin into your own court, your own circle, your own life. Watch carefully, then, for the signs of such deception. The voice that praises without reason, the gesture that agrees without thought, the devotion that never questions, these are not virtues but signals. Signals that behind the loyal smile lurks the most dangerous enemy, the one you never expected, the one you welcomed closest, the one who wore the mask of loyalty. In every alliance, in every friendship, in every bond between men, there exists a silent question. What does he gain from me? For no man moves without reason, and no loyalty is without cost. Behind the smiles, behind the words of devotion, there often lies a quiet voice, the whisper of self-interest. It is faint, subtle, yet more powerful than any oath, more binding than any promise. When self-interest outweighs loyalty, betrayal is not only possible, it is inevitable. Consider the nature of ambition. A man who places himself above all others will always weigh his loyalty upon the scale of profit. If the scale tips in his favor, he remains with you. But should another offer him greater reward, higher status, or brighter opportunity, his devotion evaporates like smoke in the wind. He will not hesitate, for his heart was never with you. It was always with himself. His loyalty was not a gift but a transaction, and every transaction can be renegotiated. Such men are skilled in disguise. They will speak of honor, of duty, of unshakable trust, and yet every word they utter is measured against their own gain. Listen closely, and you will hear it. The way their loyalty always aligns with advantage, the way their sacrifice always carries a hidden reward. They are merchants of allegiance, selling their devotion to whomever pays best, and make no mistake, payment is not always gold. It may be influence, position, recognition, or even the promise of safety. Whatever they desire most, they will serve, and if you cannot provide it, they will abandon you without a second thought. History is littered with such betrayals: generals who turned on their kings, advisors who plotted against their lords, friends who betrayed confidences when fortune shifted. The pattern is always the same. Loyalty bends to self-interest, and once bent, it never straightens again. For when a man learns that betrayal profits him more than faithfulness, he becomes dangerous not just to you, but to everyone he encounters. Do not be deceived by temporary devotion. The man who serves you today may conspire against you tomorrow if tomorrow offers him more. His whispers will reveal his nature if you listen carefully. He will speak often of opportunity, of what he deserves, of what he has not yet gained. These are not idle words. They are glimpses into the hunger that rules him. Hunger is never satisfied, it only grows, and when it grows beyond what you can provide, betrayal becomes his path to fulfillment. Wise ruler, the cunning leader, the vigilant man must therefore learn to separate loyalty from interest. Ask not who praises you, but who profits from you. Ask not who remains near, but who remains when nothing is to be gained. For when the whisper of self-interest grows louder than the voice of loyalty, betrayal is already written in the heart, waiting only for the right moment to be revealed. It is easy to claim loyalty when fortune smiles, when the tables are full, when victories are celebrated, when power flows without resistance. Every man wishes to be seen at your side. Allies multiply in times of prosperity, just as shadows lengthen in the light. But these are not true companions, they are ornaments of your success. To know who is loyal, you must not look to times of triumph, but to times of hardship. It is in hardship that the mask falls, and the true face of loyalty, or treachery, is revealed. Observe carefully when the tide turns. The moment adversity strikes, the loyal and the false separate themselves without words. The false will retreat under the excuse of caution, of prudence, of necessity. They will tell you that the storm is too great, that they must protect themselves, that their absence is only temporary. But do not be fooled. Their retreat is not forced by circumstance, it is chosen. For when hardship comes, the man who is never truly loyal finds in it the perfect escape. He need not betray you openly. All he must do is abandon you when you need him most. And that abandonment cuts deeper than a dagger. The loyal man, however, proves himself in the fire of difficulty. He does not flee when danger rises. He does not silence himself when you are attacked. He does not vanish when fortune deserts you. Instead, he stands, perhaps not loudly, perhaps not with grandeur, but firmly, even if only in small acts of courage. In hardship, such men expose their worth. Their loyalty is not bought by prosperity, it is tested by suffering. And such loyalty, once proven, is worth more than an army of flatterers who vanish in your hour of need. Think of the courtier who sings your praises in the banquet hall. His voice is loud when the wine flows and the torches burn, but when rebellion stirs at your gates, his song turns to silence. Think of the friend who boasts of his devotion while fortune crowns you. When misfortune strips you bare, he becomes distant, cautious, suddenly occupied with matters that draw him away. This is the law of hardship. It unmasks the pretender. It shows who was with you for the rewards and who was with you for the bond. Machiavelli himself would say that adversity is a teacher sharper than any master. A prince who never falls into misfortune will never know which of his allies are true. He will mistake followers for friends, parasites for partners, shadows for men of loyalty. But the prince who suffers difficulty, even briefly, learns a truth more valuable than gold, who will remain when all else is lost. It is therefore wise not only to endure hardship, but to observe carefully during it. Do not waste your suffering, for in that suffering you are shown the hidden loyalties of men, their real allegiances, their true priorities. The test of hardship reveals all without question. It separates devotion from deceit, honor from self-preservation, and loyalty from betrayal. Power is never safe. Loyalty is never permanent. These are the truths men seek to deny, but they are truths written in every kingdom, every court, every alliance throughout history. Machiavelli teaches us that to survive, one must never be blinded by the illusion of eternal loyalty, for loyalty, like fortune, is fleeting. It bends, it shifts, it changes with the winds of advantage, and those who mistake it for certainty invite ruin upon themselves. The Machiavellian principle is simple. Trust must be tempered with vigilance, to hold power, to secure influence, to preserve oneself against betrayal. One must accept that men are not bound by gratitude or honor, but by necessity. As long as serving you benefits them, they remain near. The moment another path offers greater reward or safety, they will walk it. It is not malice, it is nature. The wise man does not curse this nature. He anticipates it, he shapes it, he bends it to his advantage. Consider how rulers fall. Rarely do they collapse because of their enemies. Enemies are expected, visible, easy to guard against. Rulers fall because of their friends, because of allies they trusted too deeply, because of loyalty they believed too firmly. It is always the trusted circle that turns the blade, because only those within it have the access, the confidence, the proximity to strike. And when they strike not from hatred, but from calculation. They strike because betrayal promised them more than loyalty ever could. Thus the Machiavellian principle warns, do not rely on loyalty alone. Create conditions where betrayal becomes unprofitable. Bind men not with affection, but with necessity. Give them reason to need you more than they desire to leave you. Fear, advantage, ambition. These are chains stronger than devotion. If you wish to be secure, do not ask if a man is loyal. Ask what he stands to lose if he betrays you. For if betrayal costs him nothing, betrayal is certain. But vigilance does not end there. One must also be skilled in reading the subtle signs. Men reveal themselves in small gestures, in fleeting words, in choices made when they think no one is watching. Do they serve you, or do they serve themselves? Do they stand by you only in prosperity, or do they bind themselves in times of risk? Are their ambitions aligned with yours, or do they hunger for what you possess? These are questions the wise man asks every day, for every ally is also a potential traitor, and every friend carries within him the seed of betrayal. The Machiavellian principle does not ask you to live without trust, but to live with guarded trust, to grant loyalty, but never blindly, to accept service, but never without watchfulness, to hold allies close, but never so close that their betrayal destroys you. For in the realm of power, in the struggles of men, vigilance is the only shield, and calculation is the only sword. So now you see the hidden currents that shape betrayal, the mask of loyalty, where flattery conceals the dagger, the whisper of self-interest, where ambition outweighs devotion, the test of hardship, where false allies vanish like smoke in the storm, and the Machiavellian principle itself, the truth that loyalty is never absolute, only conditional, only fragile, only as strong as necessity allows. Remember this, men are not bound by honor, they are bound by advantage. Their smiles are often armor, their praise often chains, their silence often preparation for treachery. To survive, you must watch without ceasing, judge without mercy, and bind loyalty not with words, but with power. The world is not ruled by trust, it is ruled by vigilance. Those who see betrayal before it strikes leave to rule another day. Those who do not become the stories told by their enemies. The warning signs are always there. The question is whether you have the eyes to see them and the will to act before it is too late.